Ding, 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 ding. Welcome to another Bail episode. I'm so BeawCast.
BeawCast. That's the name of the name.
Wait. Bing, 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 bing. Welcome to another episode of BeawCast. Yes, I'm super excited because everyone really likes these. And I'm happy to announce that we are going into the podcasting, the system now. So right now you're watching, or before you were watching this on the YouTubes, but now you're going to be able to hear us on the podcasts.
Like on iTunes and all the usual platforms.
Stuff. Yeah, I'm doing podcasts, but I don't know much. I listen to a bunch of podcasts.
Yeah.
But I just don't know about
the back end stuff.
Yeah.
For this episode, we look to you guys, and you guys been emailing a lot of questiones, and we're going to go into them. And I think this one is extremely relevant because we all live in a social media era.
Are you nervous? Are you nervous? You're making me nervous.
Really?
Yeah, because you keep moving your legs, and I'm like, ooh, he's nervous. Now I got to pee.
Well, I'm not nervous. Oh, yeah, I did. Oh.
Yeah, you're making me nervous.
Wait,
now I gotta
are my
pee.
legs connected to my tongue? Because, look, it only moves when I talk.
Oh, damn.
But it doesn't move on its own.
Can we get your tongue connected to your... I'm just kidding.
Wow, this is a family podcast.
Yeah. Well, before you even head into what you're heading into, yes, there were a lot of questions submitted.
Yeah.
And how do you submit that? Go to BeawCast.com. And I'm just going to be straight up with everybody. If there are questions that we've already answered, like, oh, how do you become successful? Or how did you guys meet? All of that stuff. Go into the YouTube, and we've already done all those videos. Like, we've done them a few years back. I appreciate the question, but we probably won't answer those. So get a little bit creative. You can even ask us some fun stuff. Like, give me a fun question, because I can't think that fast.
What deodorant do you use?
Oh, that's a good question. That is a good question. So ask me stuff like that. Ask us stuff like that. But yes, today's episode is about...
It's about social media. So we live in a social media era. And because of that, I think the way that we've existed as a community, as humans, as individuals, have drastically changed. I believe they did a Black Mirror episode about it. You know, the one where it's almost like you can't even go to a wedding, or you can't even go to...
Yeah, because it's all about status and who you know. And like, ultimately, your status is displayed by how many followers and likes and stuff.
Yeah, like your likes and followings. It's almost like you have like your credit score out in the open.
Exactly.
And that is what either opens doors or closes doors to people. You know, one thing that actually blew my mind was my Muay Thai coach, Ron.
I'm surprised when your mind is blown, because that's very rare.
Well, one thing that blew my mind was my Muay Thai coach, Ron. Shout outs to Ron Skullsdane.
Yep.
So fighting to me was one of the most objective sports out there, right? It's
either you're good or not.
Yeah, it's one-on-one. If you beat that person, you're better than them. Your record speaks for itself.
So of course they want to sign you.
Yeah, so you would think that just strictly by performance, that would grant access to the biggest leagues, the bigger sponsorships, but it's not the case anymore.
Yeah.
So nowadays, even with social media, a fighter's following is just as important as their record.
Yeah.
So if you have someone with like 100,000 followers or 1 million followers, they could be brand new, maybe 3 fights, and they're going pro. They might be able to go straight to the UFC.
Yeah.
But if you're relatively unknown, you might need 20 fights of beating the crap out of people before a big company looks at you. So it's really, really relevant. And even with... I
mean, I think I get it, though.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, so like back in the day, and this is not even too long ago, like what, 10 years ago maybe? You would want to get into like a sport. We'll go with your sport if you want to be a musician or whatever. And then you go into... You get signed by the label or whatever, and then there's a whole marketing and PR team that is building you, right? So they're going to make you look fit. They're going to make you be at all the right events. Like there was that whole PR team. They're making sure that you're rubbing elbows with the right people. Like now I think we've completely removed, before I even say that, and all of that was so that you can make money. So that people are interested in you. People want to watch you. They want to listen to your music. They want to buy into whatever it is that you're selling. But now we've gotten rid of that whole middleman, that whole PR team, and now we're doing our own PR.
But the other argument, though, so whether this is film, because it's even like that with actors. Before, you would just have your resume and it shows, oh, okay, you've been on Inception, you've been on whatever, right? And they go based off your work, based off your reel, how well you can act. But now, on top of people's resumes and behind their headshots, they got to put their following.
Really?
Because that's important too. So the argument that's brought up now, it's like, it's almost as if you don't even have a choice. Because before it was kind of like, hey, this is my business life. You know what? Columbia Records, go ahead and market the crap out of me the way that you want, the way you think Linkin Park should be marketed. But when I go home, I want to be Mike Shinoda, and I want to eat with my family, and I want to chill out. And if I do so happen to have this platform called Instagram, I want it to be pictures of the things I like to do. Maybe that have nothing to do with music. I just want to draw, go to the beach, go off-roading, whatever. But now, because of the way social media has evolved, it's almost a prerequisite and requirement.
I like the way you said that. That was cute.
What did I say?
You said vacuum prerequisite.
Fine. It's almost a prerequisite. And Columbia Records is now looking at you and like, okay, what is your following on social media? So people don't even have a choice. They can't even make social media its own individual entity. And almost everybody has to have that business mindset kind of turned on when it's on social media now.
Yes, I can see that. And I think we're viewing it though from the perspective of someone that's trying to make it big in some type of thing. Because I don't know if it works that same way if you want to be like an accountant.
Yes, it does.
Really? If you want to be an accountant, they're like, how many social media followers do you have? I don't think anyone gives a fuck.
It's a double-edged sword. So my cousin, who was applying to medical school, he had to go back and clean up.
But that's not the same thing.
But he had to go back and clean up his private, personal Instagram and any party pictures or him being like shit-faced in college, which everyone does.
Yeah.
The words that are in the captions, he had to go through and filter all those things in case they go in and look at that.
Well, we know why though, because now that's, like you said, it's your walking credit score.
But so that's the question is, should it be your walking credit score? Do you think it's right for, if you're going to apply to become an architect, should they have the keys to your house and look at what your kitchen looks like to see how your underwear drawer is placed?
Yeah.
How your family photo album looks like? Well,
no, right? No, I don't think they should. I think that that's completely separate. But then it's also, let me backtrack a little bit. So to that, I say no, right? Because you phrased it in a way where it's like, yeah, that is an invasion of privacy. Like I should be able to disconnect and be as weird as I want to be. Like if I want to shove pickles up my butt, but it doesn't affect, I just visualize that. But if it doesn't affect my performance.
It wasn't a funny thing to me. Oh. It was very sexy.
Oh, thank you. But yeah, if it's not affecting my performance, I'm not being an asshole. I'm not doing anything shady. I'm like the most stellar worker that you have. Then yeah, it shouldn't matter. But I think just the fear of it all, people are just like, well, damn, I don't know anything about this person. So let me see let me see what type of person they are. And it does force somebody to kind of fake things. Because it's like, that's not who they are anymore. And then ultimately that person, like AKA myself, would feel like, damn, I'm like fabricating my whole life. Like, where can I let my hair down? Like, where can I relax? Yeah. Because I'm constantly going to be judged no matter what I do. So
you think it's not right that social media is almost like this forced thing upon the public?
Yeah, I think it sucks. Especially when it comes to like a work setting, like your cousin. Like that's not fair to him. Yeah. Like if he's putting it on private and it's not, like let him do whatever he wants to do, just as long as it's not illegal.
Yeah, because I almost feel like the golden years of social media to me was when I used to have a Facebook in college with that college email, and I opened it because you were tagging your friends, you were posting things up. It was the faculty was unaware of it, and when there's interests and books and stuff like that, like I was literally writing the things that really meant a lot to me. I wasn't trying to look cooler than I was. I wasn't trying to impress anybody. And then people that like the same things might message me and stuff like that. And I thought that was such a pure form of social media. Yeah. And if I posted a picture of me and my buddy like shit-faced, I wasn't scared that there was going to be any repercussions.
Let me ask you this then. Yeah. Because I know a lot of that perspective shifted for you significantly because now you and I are both in the limelight. Because I can relate to that.
Yeah.
Like I felt like when the beginning or the onset of, was it Facebook? I don't know if I was still in college when Facebook was popping off, but I know for MySpace at least, I didn't feel any sort of judgment. No, wait, I take that back. I did.
MySpace did. You know what Facebook did a good job of doing? I remember this back in the day. Facebook, they had like a 5,000 friend cap.
Yes.
So it's almost like no matter how cool you are, that's it, buddy. You better choose your 5,000 friends
you just
wisely.
started a separate Facebook page.
Yeah. But then also there's no page that is really better than the others. Like you can have 5 Bart Kwans, but they're all 5,000. So you never felt like, oh, wait, this guy was like cooler. Like the social currency wasn't as emphasized.
Yeah.
Versus even with MySpace, I remember seeing people with like 80,000 followers or something like that. And it was such a huge deal.
So then let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So let's say that you're not in the limelight. You're not the Bart Kwan that everybody knows.
Yeah.
And now there's nothing in your life, and I can attest to this because I've known you for 10 years. There's nothing in your life that has
You think you know me?
Oh yeah. If you know someone's butthole, you know them. And I know your
Do you know the way
butthole.
I taste?
Do I know the way you taste?
Do different regions have different flavors?
Yes.
Like a cow?
Yes.
What are the flavors?
They're all savory.
Oh, they're all savory. Okay. Oh, very.
They're all savory, but there's different
Yeah.
There's different levels
Uh-huh.
of salt.
Okay.
So hold on.
All right, fine.
Okay, so you're just a regular Bart Kwan.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. But you're just a regular Bart Kwan. You're applying to be a doctor.
Okay.
And you don't do anything shady. Yes, you so happen to you're like a normal person. You're like throwing back a few shots with a couple friends, and that's displayed like in a video on your profile.
Yeah.
If the I don't know how getting a job at doctor I don't know
Medical school?
I don't know, not medical. You're done with medical school.
I'm done with medical
You're
school.
You're gonna be a doctor now.
I'm trying to apply at a hospital or something.
Yeah, you're applying at a hospital.
Okay.
But they look at your social media. Do you think now that they see that and they're like super like uptight and shit, they're like, "Ooh, we can't have that." Then do you think that you have the power to be like, "Whoa, then I don't think this is not the profession, or not the profession, but this is not the company that I want to work at," if they think something this mild is so bad?
Oh, so you're asking, is it possible that there's a scenario where the power is in the hands of the account holder?
Yeah, well, I feel like it's perspective now, right? Because it is unfair, and I do feel like it's an invasion of privacy for these companies to hold it against you. So I do get the perspective of the company because I'm a business owner, and I do understand that it is always a gamble because when hiring someone new, because they're ultimately a stranger.
So when you hire people for the gym, have you gone through people's Instagrams to see what they're like?
Never.
Yeah, me neither.
Never. And that's the point that I'm trying to make.
Because I don't think it's fair.
So right. So I do understand the perspective of the company when they're like, oh, we're very squeaky clean. We want to make sure that the people that we hire onto our team is going to uphold a clean reputation for us. Because, at the end of the day, if something happens to them, they're going to be tied to us. We're going to get some heat. That's their fear.
But that's just called being professional. So a professional can be a rock star at night, but if they work at a preschool, they're going to be squeaky clean, never cuss, always shower, have their hair tied back. But when they go out at night and do their rock star things, they can bite off a bat's head or whatever.
So then do you think it's don't bite off
Isn't that what Ozzy Osbourne used to do?
He did. That was horrible. And it was only once, and he thought it was fake, and it was a mistake.
Oh, okay.
But so like with the teacher thing, I lost my train of thought.
With the teacher thing?
Yeah. So you were, what did you say?
Biting off a bat's head.
Yeah, that's why I think it threw me off, because I pictured it in the thing. No, but what were you saying though?
So what I was saying is, like you're saying, is there a scenario where the power can be in the account holder's hand?
No, what I'm saying is, excuse me. What I'm saying is, in every single scenario, you should always have the power of that.
But I don't think so, because the way that, like, whether MMA or UFC imposes that on you, or nowadays even
No,
medical schools imposes that on you.
Well, it's a different thing that it's imposing on you, and I'll explain the difference. So I'm saying in every scenario, you should have the power to be like, hey, you know what? If this is what you're going to find offensive, that shows your values. Those values don't align. Like, our values aren't aligning with each other.
Yeah.
So if we're already having some issues here, now imagine a workplace environment. Like, there's going to be some issues there.
But unfortunately, there's a lot of monopolies in this world.
Yeah.
So there's not 12 UFCs.
Yeah. Well, but no. But the difference now that I'm saying with the whole UFC example is that these guys are trying to, at the end of the day, we strip everything out. There's UFC that is making money off of these dudes. These dudes, that's their job, and that's how they make money, right?
Yeah.
And how are they making this money? They sell seats.
Yeah.
How do you sell seats? You need to have a following. You need to be fucking good, and you have to have a catch. So these guys are basically their own little company.
Yeah.
So of course you need to advertise yourself. You need to create hype for yourself. So yeah, unfortunately, we live in an era now where you have to create this hype for yourself, and this is now your like, this is your card that you present, like this is your resume.
And you're applying this to all civilians, that everyone needs to create this hype for themselves.
No, because not all civilians are trying to sell seats.
But that's what I'm trying to say is, I think in this social media era, it's getting to a point where I think everyone is slowly being measured, if not by others, but by themselves, their self-worth of the following and the likes that they get.
And that I agree.
You agree with that?
I agree that that's what's happening.
Oh, okay.
I agree with that is happening. But what I'm saying, so I think we're talking about three different things, right? So the first one that I'm talking about is if there's a company that you want to work for, and you have to be honest with yourself.
The doctor and
right?
hospital example.
Yeah, you got to be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
If you're doing like, if you're like, you want to work for Disney and you're flashing your tits everywhere, and
Instagram doesn't even allow that.
I mean, sometimes you'd be surprised the shit that gets through.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I haven't been looking in the right places too.
Oh, but yeah. So you're doing all that stuff, then that your values with Disney's values aren't aligning because they're super squeaky clean. So it's like, if they do reject you, I'm like, yes, it is an invasion of privacy. However, you didn't make your account private. And they saw that and they're just like, oh shit, like that's not who we want representing us.
But haven't you heard the horror stories of, even though it's private, there's people making accounts getting added just to go inside to look?
That is crazy to me. Like, stop doing that. Okay.
It's happened for people with even just colleges.
Fine. So let's say that's the case.
Yeah.
Then empowering yourself, you're like, hey, you know what? Maybe this is not the company for me. I love Disney, but I should just keep it as me being a fan of Disney.
I think what you're saying is a really positive outlook after the fact when you don't get hired.
Yeah.
I think that's great. But what I'm saying is, I think it's kind of messed up that they even have to go through that. Because what if...
I agree.
Because gangsters can love Mickey Mouse too.
I agree. Right? 100%.
So if a gangster loves Mickey Mouse, why can't he just work at Disney and still keep his Instagram gangsta as fuck? Because that's his own personal shit.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And that is why when I've hired people, I've never once looked at their... Like, we've had staff create their own YouTube where they're filming these videos, their YouTube videos, in our gym, in like butt naked.
Yeah.
So I clearly don't care and I don't look at that stuff.
Yeah.
And I agree. It shouldn't be that way. But I guess that's what I am saying then. Maybe I'm just saying that after the fact that that's an empowering, positive way to look at things.
It is, yeah.
And it is unfortunate. So now the second to your other point where you're saying that now everyone is kind of tied to the social media and they feel like they have to like kind of create who they are, or else they're not going to be, or they're going to be judged the wrong way.
Yeah.
Like they're measured by these numbers of who they are as a person when it's, I agree. I think that's just wrong.
Yeah. It's almost like, what I don't like about social media is actually the number part of it. So for example, what kind of social media reminds me of is, back when we used to go to school, it's like people got patches on their backpack, or they got remember those binders that are clear and you put like, I don't know, posters or whatever. You got those things, right? So when you go to a classroom, you can kind of see if people drew on their shoes. You can kind of like see, oh, like this is what this person is into. This is what they want to express about themselves. they're conversation starters, and I'm like, oh, cool, like we see eye to eye on things, right?
Yeah.
But none of those things have a floating numerical value.
Yeah.
But now it's almost like you're like, yo, I like Green Day, and then it's like 200, and the other person's like, I like Travis Scott, and it's like 400, and you're like, oh, for real? I don't like Green Day anymore. Travis Scott too, guys. Travis Scott too, guys. So it feels different. Whereas before, it wasn't like someone painted all their nails black and they're a dude. It's like, oh, okay, cool. There was no like this number thingamabobber. And then, so me, the way I approach my Instagram, I kind of still approach it the way that I would my school binder. Like my Instagram is not conducive for growth. I think the people that grow the fastest are very branded, like our buddy Bradley Martin, right? Everything is a next level way of lifting. Either me squatting with chicks on it, me benching with chicks on it, squatting on a hoverboard. Everything is this mind-blowing feat of strength.
Yeah.
So when you go to his page, you know exactly what he's going to get. People are going to keep tagging him. Boom, 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 boom. You go to my page, you guys see my kid. You see me on rollerblades. I'm making food randomly. I go shooting. I lift weights.
You give me compliments.
I give you compliments. Oh, yeah, I've been doing a lot of those.
Yeah. You've been having nice days.
I have. I draw random shit. The picture quality, it's not all the same. You know, it's all wacky. But I think to me, what matters to me, and this is my values, is I like the days of, hey, this is my room and these are my posters. And if you rate it 1,000, cool. If you don't, cool. But to me, this is my 100%.
Yeah.
And
well, I mean, yeah, that's great and all, right? And to that point, I'm like, yeah, I think the numbers is what really fucks it up a lot. But unfortunately, we can't get rid of those things.
Yeah.
So how do we deal with that? How do we not get lost in finding our own self-worth when something we're passionate about, the rest of the masses doesn't like?
Do you let any of the numbers dictate how you post any picture or upload?
Yes, I do.
Oh, you do?
I do,
So
and I try not to.
What are some
and
things?
And it's hard.
I do too, but I wanted to hear like.
So for me, if I was just a nobody, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm not anything huge, but if I had 0 following, I would not give a shit because I have nothing to lose. I'm just me doing my thing, posting my shoes, posting my dogs.
So going back to the civilian realm.
Yeah.
Like let's say you.
I wouldn't give a shit. I would just do like, oh, wow, this white wall inspired me today. I'm taking a picture of that white wall. Yeah. I'm not going to write a caption because it's all in the picture. What I got to tell you? And who am I talking to anyway?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't care.
I see.
But now there's a business, there's a brand, there's like our mortgage, there's bills, you know what I mean? So that's how I make my living. So
and being an influencer is a thing now. Like that's our job.
It's a job.
Yeah, so we got to do our job well.
Yeah, it's a job. So I don't want it to affect me, but at the same time, it doesn't make sense that it doesn't affect me.
Yeah. Those
numbers, because if it does affect me and it affects me negatively, then I feel it in my pockets. You know what I mean? So that one's kind of a hard question.
So what are because you are affected by those numbers, what are some things that you worry about?
So I worry about connecting with the fans. So I worry, I make sure that my post is as true to me as it can possibly be. Like I never try to work an angle where it's not genuine to who I am. So I'm not going to be here and tell you guys like my life is perfect. I never cry. Me and my husband never fight. Like I won't sell you a fake reality. But what I do that I wouldn't do if I wasn't in this position is I try to make things prettier than they are in terms of the image.
Oh, okay.
You
so
know?
There's like a visual aesthetic you try to achieve.
There is a visual aesthetic I try to achieve. Also, I have to balance the content that I distribute, right? Because if it were up to me right now, every single picture would be of Taika. Like that.
He's a cute motherfucker.
Yeah, that whole profile that my Instagram and my YouTube and everything would be Taika sleeping, Taika awake, Taika's eating. Yeah. This is Taika's diaper. Look at his shoe. Like it would be nothing but
so
Taika.
Cuny.
Yeah, because he's so important to me, and he's just. He's like my favorite thing right now, and I'm probably for the rest of my life. But because it is a brand, and I do have a following, I know there's people out there that look to me for my opinions on certain things, or that that get fulfillment or happiness from, like whatever words of encouragement or whatever my own struggles are that I so happen to share that day, or my own achievements. Like, I know when we're looking at houses, people love that because they're just like, oh shit, like that's tight. Like, we get to make decisions with you the same time you're making them. Like, so it's more of like a balancing thing for me.
Do you let anything numerical dictate your posts? Because right now what you're talking about is more content based and more qualitative.
Yeah.
And I think
if I did,
yeah.
Not to sound cocky or anything, but if I let the number stuff affect me, I would probably be doing more risque stuff. Because I know
that's what all the most Instagram chicks do, because they know they show the butt,
right,
show the cleavage, yeah.
Because I've experimented with it in the past,
yeah.
Where I'll be like, okay, more booty,
yeah.
or let's be a little bit more revealing. Like, I've never gone full blown like Insta hoe ever. That's just not my style. But just a little bit, only for you. But just the little bit that I play around with, because I do experiment a lot. The little bit that I play around with, I'm like, oh shit, this is wild. Like, this is like, there's a lot of power here.
Yeah.
But because it's not me, I just can't do it. I don't do it.
Yeah.
So if I let those numbers affect me, then I would just get lost in the numbers, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm hoeing it up.
Yeah. It's cool that you're aware of it and you don't let it affect you, and you still know that you still view your account. And I mean, the reality is both of our accounts, it's not really an individual account anymore. Like, once you make that step of becoming a public figure,
it belongs to you guys.
Yeah, it's like a brand, and it's kind of like a 50-50 interaction thing, where 50 of it belongs to them, 50 of it belongs to us.
Yeah.
When you're still a civilian, 100% of it belongs to you, which I think is super cool and super pure about it. But I think the bigger you get, it almost feels like less and less of it. Like, I can only imagine, I can't even imagine someone like The Rock or any of the Kardashians or Kevin Hart, how their Instagram is. But I do think, like, someone I really look up to is The Rock. And I think why people gravitate towards him so much is, although his Instagram belongs to the people, he is of the people. So it feels so, either his team is genius, but he feels so relatable still,
Yeah.
Like, for the fitness people, he'll show his hip thrusts.
Well, I think it's a little bit
so he shows him eating cookies, just very human things. And then the next picture is him flying in a jet.
Yeah. Well, I think it's also a little bit like us who are in this like influencer space.
Yeah.
I feel like we have it the most different than anyone else out there, like any other person that has a fan base. Because with celebrities, they're like gods. They're like untouchable, because the money and the talent and all that they have, they're just not humans anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anytime they do
like
anything,
you're talking about like 8-figure type people.
Yeah, like The Rock, like the Kardashians. So
Yeah.
anytime that they just
maybe even 9 figures.
maybe even 9 figures.
Yeah.
So anytime they do anything that's somewhat human-like,
Yeah.
it's so astonishing, and it's so like, it's so interesting to watch.
Yeah.
It's like you're at a zoo and you're looking at like this mythical animal, like this mythical creature, and you're like
burping or something. Like, you see a giant dragon fly in from, like, 3-headed dragon, and it comes down.
That's what it is, and you just can't take your eyes off
And then
of
you're
it.
like, and then he goes like this.
And you're like, what?
You're like, he scratches still? That majestic creature scratches?
Yeah. So for them, their draw is completely different. But then for someone like us, we're very human, and I think that's how we got our following, and because we were able to connect on that very human level.
Yeah.
So we're like in this weird middle area.
I do think so. I think
It's so weird.
in terms of the influencer space, I think the non-studio, the non-Hollywood ones, I think I call ourselves like the middle class.
Yeah.
Because those guys, they're like on another level that they don't even live in the same world as us, right? Like, The Rock is flying in his own planes, in his own private cars. He has his own airport type entrance. Like, they don't go through the same entrances that we go through. But for us, you're going to see us on the same flights as you do.
Yeah.
You're going to
waiting
see
in the same lines.
Yeah, you're going to see us the same lines on the same beaches, snorkeling. You're going to see the same stuff.
Yeah. Like, we have to interact. Like, we have to write back. Like, when does The Rock ever respond to anyone?
I see them respond to their friends, and I really like that.
Yeah, but that's just like, but then if he never responds to anyone, no one gives a fuck, you know, because you're like a unicorn.
And the numbers are so high, you assume he's just not talking to anybody.
Yeah.
Like, when you go through people's comments, and it says like 50,000 just comments and then like millions and likes, you're just like, I don't even want to view the comments because it's just an abyss.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But then so we're in this weird space, but I think who has it even weirder is like this newer generation of like kids and stuff
that are forced into it. That's what I feel.
Like Taika, or what are you talking about?
No, I was talking about how like
he's not forced, by the way.
No. He doesn't even know what social media is. What I'm talking about is,
I was just making a joke.
You know how it's a social media era?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they are.
So
forced.
like my
They don't have a
cousin,
choice.
like he's forced into it. He's forced to having a squeaky clean IG.
Yeah.
Of him always wearing scrubs and a tie all the time.
Yeah, and if you don't have one, then you're weird. Because it's
Yeah.
like, why aren't you of this era?
Yeah, so people are like forced into it, and that is. But on some people might even say that I think actually the people that have it the hardest is my cousin, because they're forced into it, and they weren't there when they're developed into it. So for example, he's kind of those people that had sight. You know, people, they say like, if you're born without sight, you don't know what you're missing. So the kids now, when they come in,
it's normal. That's
when they
what it
come
is.
in and they're already looking.
The Wi-Fi's already been here.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi's been here.
Yeah.
They're used to food being delivered by weird apps. They're
Yeah.
used to finding their favorite musicians on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Like that's normal already. But people that are of the old world that are now forced to adapt.
Yeah.
Like my dad, he has to learn how to use an iPad. That's are the people that are the hardest, I feel like.
I mean, it's hard because it's not that hard for them.
Really?
Well, because if they want to, I can hear your throat. It's so funny. Like people like your mom and I mean, my mom and your dad, like they just don't know the technology part of it, but that's not anything crazy.
Well, they're also retired. But so my cousin, he's forced to do this thing and change his personal IG, which when he first opened it, he had an understanding of it. He had an understanding of Facebook or whatever.
Yeah.
And now he has to change it up completely.
Yeah. Yeah. That for sure sucks. That sucks.
For no real monetary benefit either. You know, because they don't even view it. They're like, wait, this is my individual thing. I don't even view it as a business, because later on my real business is I'm going to open up a clinic and see patients. That's my real business. For us, our business is the Instagram. So I get that. Like, I got to make my storefront pretty. I don't say any crazy shit except for that one time on JK News that I apologize for. But I don't do any of that stuff, right?
Which was a joke.
Which is a joke that just got misconstrued.
Yeah.
So I try to really take Instagram and, you know, I do view, like for me, like, you know, I was asking the question about the whole numerical thing. I have things that dictate what I post too.
Like what?
So kind of like you.
But I feel like your whatever, and then we'll get to your answer, but I feel like whatever it is that whatever dictates your post, I think is what I'm going to say about it. Because if it were
What are you going to say about it?
Because if it were up to you, it'd be like ass photos.
Ass photos?
Like you'd probably be naked somewhere.
Hell no.
Want me to pull up pictures of you already naked?
That's fine, but that's not what I like to post.
All right, fine. Tell me.
Oh my God. You don't even know me.
Oh, sorry. I like the way my voice sounds in this.
Fine.
Mic.
Yeah, you don't.
So nice.
No, so how my posts are dictated is because I know. So I'm also aware, like you, of likes. For example, anytime I post something of Taika, likes shoot through the roof. Anytime I post something of family, likes shoot through the roof. Anytime I post a picture of me shredded, likes shoot through the roof. So if I were to be a successful influencer, someone that's really worried about the numbers,
yeah, you capitalize on
it would be those
three
three over and over and over. ABC, ABC, ABC.
Just different, yeah.
But for me, because I view it as this is my backpack, this is my binder, I post like a lot. I posted a bunch of scuba shit. No one gave a fucking shit about that. But what's cool about that is I actually go through the comments, and there's so many people that connected to me because of that. They're like, oh, cool, you got your open water certification. I'm open water certified. And they'll tell me about places they want to dive to, and I'll comment back. I'm like, oh, cool. Like, what other things do I need? How was your experience like? And because of that, even going to the gym, I met a couple divers that go to our gym because they saw me post. So for me, by me having that backpack with like the Slipknot patch or whatever, I was able to connect with other Slipknot fans,
yeah,
and fans of Slipknot, and I really, really enjoy that. So I know what I'm aware of. I mean, obviously, but I'm aware of the things that get me the most likes.
Yeah.
So in terms of certain times when I'm marketing things, like you'll see either like a barbell thing or a Kaizen thing, things that are fitness related. If I know I need to make a strong point with that specific promotion, I will use a picture that I'm shredded. So I'm aware of that and I strategize with that. And the other thing that I really focus on is having balance on my page, because I don't think one thing defines me. So, and this is more of a casual and not so like thought out thing. But if I post a couple of fitness things, I'm not gonna post that anymore. Then I'll post like
right. Yeah, same
like
with me.
walking the pups, or like going hiking, things like that. But I also have a photography mind. So sometimes I just like taking cool shots of stuff, and I'll post that regardless of what the content is.
Yeah. So I mean, when we say that we like there's strategies and the numbers dictate whatever, like don't misunderstand that and feel as if we're fabricating any part of our life. We're merely just stating, that like we're aware that this is a brand. We're aware that that you guys expect certain things out of us.
Oh yeah, I'm not fabricating anything. I'm true to myself.
Right.
The way I view it is almost like clothes.
Yeah.
Right. If I'm gonna go to red carpet, suit and tie, I know that makes the biggest point. But I'm also not gonna wear the same underwear, as comfortable as it is, 5 days in a row.
Yeah. Variety. We need variety.
Yeah. So same thing with my posts, where like I know if I need to make a point, certain things I'll do.
Yeah.
But I'm also not like one of those channels where I'm gonna wear a suit every single day because all I care about is growth.
Yeah.
Or show my cars every single day because all I care about is this.
Right.
For me, I'm like, hey, I want to be as natural as possible, and if I don't be a bajillionaire because of that, that's perfectly fine with me, because money isn't even one of the most important things to me.
Yeah, and I think that's a great point that you're bringing up right now, actually, is understanding what your reason for having a social media is. So
what's your reason?
My reason is to really stay connected. To really stay connected with the fans, so that they can see what's going on with my life, because they really like it. And it's just me just posting my life. Like I view my Instagram in two ways. The first one is it's my little personal photo album. The second one,
like that too.
Yeah, the second one is this is what you guys want to see. Like I know this is what you guys get enjoyment out of, and I enjoy sharing these very specific things about my life with you guys. So that's what my Instagram's for. But if you're a person that's like don't lie to yourself. Like it's hard. Like and this is and it's not to say that you're a bad person and you're lying to yourself or whatever. I feel like there's the ego in us that's like we're a good person, like for some reason I don't know where this happens, but you feel guilty for wanting to make money. Like why would you feel guilty for striving to be wealthy? Like there's nothing wrong with that. Like if you want to make money on something, then say that's what the hell I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna focus on how to make money. But don't tell yourself like it's not for the money. Like then there's this inner conflict.
Then you're inauthentic.
Yeah, there's this. Well, yes, you're inauthentic, and you're ultimately just gonna be unhappy because you're gonna be like, wait, why aren't things working out the way I want it to work? It's like because you don't know who you are.
Yeah.
So if
that's why Dan Bilzerian is actually, I feel like, one of the most honest people in the world.
Yeah, as scummy as he and I love those types of people.
I don't even think he's scummy. I just think he is the guy's ego and mind.
Yeah.
But
on the outside.
But the least of lying.
Yeah.
Like how many of the like quote unquote nice guy finish last is like, oh, I want a nice car.
Yeah.
And it's like, why do you want a nice car? Because I love it, duh. And it's like,
now,
to get the girl.
It's pussy magnet.
Yeah, because you want to get a girl. Like, oh, I want to lift weights. Like,
yeah.
Why? Because you want to be like the world's best powerlifter? No. It's like, it's to get girls. And for him, he's just like, I like fucking guns. I like fucking girls. I like fucking poker. Come at me, bro.
Yeah.
And that's it. He's so honest.
You see what you get.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of these, like we're in this space and we know a lot of people that are just so unhappy and fall into depression and
feel so bad for them.
Yeah, because they feel like this is the version of them that you guys want to see, and they're not. I don't know how. I don't know where this comes from for them. At least maybe an insecurity or self-consciousness. I
think they got affected by the numbers.
Maybe.
So some of the people that we're talking about it's pretty unfortunate, but you've seen a lot of people like go through this where, they had to come out randomly with like a YouTube video talking about like a breakup or talking about how, they've been making their life look a certain way, but they're actually going through some sort of mental illness. And it's so sad that these people have to do that. And I think it is because they've have this Instagram where they have this social media platform, and they're so used to hitting these likes and these numbers, which also makes sense because it's their business, right?
Yeah.
So if your business is you sell tacos, you have to hit those tacos consistently.
Yeah.
So even the day you're like, you know what, man, my chef mind makes me want to make a sandwich. You're like, nope. Hold on. I gotta keep making these tacos.
Well, people are also saying, hey, fuck you, these tacos suck. But then there's other people saying these tacos are dope.
Yeah. So they have to keep doing these. And then comes to a point when a person's a chef's mind, he's like, fuck, I'm fucking tired of these fucking tacos. And whether they're dictated by the customer or dictated by whatever, and they got to come out and they got to go, you know what? Actually, me and this person that we've been really, really happy with, we're actually going to break up. We're not really happy together. And that's really, really sad.
That is really sad. Because
you also don't know, like when people are vlogging or whatever, you don't really know what goes on behind. Like me and Ma Bear, we have fights all the time. You know, we've gone through some really dark times in our relationship. We try to work things out and stuff, just like every other relationship or anything, you know?
Yeah.
And it sucks that, but also, like, I feel like you also see Ma Bear roast the fuck out of me on JK News, and I roast the fuck out of her. And I think there's some sort of healthy venting, because we don't have that squeaky clean Disney type image.
Yeah.
But for those that have that extra human, almost inhuman way of depicting innocence,
yeah,
it sucks. Like there must be a lot of pressure on them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I agree with that, and we've seen it firsthand. But yeah, like you just have to be true to yourself. You have to know why it is that you're doing what you're doing, and stick to that. Because it's really hard once you put yourself out there and someone goes, you suck. You know, because then it's hard for you not to measure yourself by those numbers or by those likes, or it really does take a thick skin, which is kind of unfortunate that you need to even have a skin to be yourself. Like that's such a weird thought for me. That you're just like, fuck, do I even want to put myself out there? You know, but if
people always want to talk shit for some reason.
Yeah, for no reason. And the amount of, you know, the years that I've spent on social media, I've just realized, and when you view it in this perspective, it really does help a lot, is I've just realized that the people that talk this shit, it's really just, they're just projecting.
Yeah, it's their biggest insecurity.
Yeah, so then whenever I've replied with aggressiveness, like, yo, fuck you, whatever, and I do my back and forth, oh man, they're eating it up, because they're just like, hell yeah, like I knew you were going to be this person, like you just proved me right.
Yeah.
And nothing ever gets resolved, right? Because they're anonymous, you're heated, they're just having a good time because they're just like, that's what I wanted. But when I've talked to them with like sincerity and love and stuff, they're just like, damn, I do need a hug, I do feel bad. But it took years of that for me, at least, to be like, oh shit, it's not me, it's you. Like you're just a very broken-hearted person. Like I feel so bad for you. But for all these other people that aren't used to it, it's like, oh fuck, like why do I have all these shortcomings? Like why am I not enough? Like why do I suck?
Yeah.
Like it's such a sad place.
I remember
sometimes.
back in the day when we first started JK News, like you're a pretty loud spoken female. And I remember reading in the comments, like people would be like, oh, she's so attractive until she's so opinionated or whatever. And then I'm just like, damn.
Even
like,
till this day, I get so much heat.
Yeah. And I'm like, what insecurity do you have? Or like what lack of ability to reason and discuss with someone so much that what someone says affects you, you know? Because for me, it's like, if you have an opinion, that's awesome. Like I want a hot woman that's also smart. I don't want a hot woman that's like, hey, try this.
Like a piece of furniture?
Yeah, like what do you think about this?
What do you think
pizza?
about it? Do you like it?
And you're like, it's God. Yeah. You know, I want someone to go, it's bomb. And if it's bomb, we can connect on that. If like, oh, this tastes like shit, I'm not really into mushrooms.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit, you don't like mushrooms. That's cool.
And we build.
Yeah, and we build, but I know people's position on things, but I feel bad for the people that have the insecurities, and then they just want someone to just shut their mouth, you know?
Yeah. So that sucks. And the reason why I keep I keep focusing on just know what it is that you want to do with it, because that's going to help you build that that thicker skin, unfortunately, that you do need to have, because once you're putting yourself out there, like you're just susceptible to anyone that walks down the street, you know?
What helped you build the thicker skin?
What helped me build? So I think I've always kind of been picked on.
Yeah.
Mainly by like my siblings and stuff. So
Yeah.
I think that's why like I'm so it's so easy for me to talk shit back and forth. Like I'm like, cool, let's go at it then. Like this is fun. But
So you're saying there hasn't been comments that really affect you or make you self-conscious?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm because you're saying what helped me get through that. So I think
yeah.
I already had like a base of like, okay, I'm used to people talking shit to me.
Yeah.
So let me fire back. Let's go at this motherfucker. But then it's hard because there's no face to that.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I'm left with like feeling unfulfilled. Like, fuck, I didn't get to fucking like do what I wanted to do with this person. And then like, you know, like I'm like, wait, how are you pointing out my insecurities? Like I didn't want anyone to see these insecurities. Holy shit, you saw it? Oh my God. I'm like, I suck. Like, let me just go hide. Like I'm not good enough. Like I thought I could do this. I knew I shouldn't have put myself out there. Now I'm being judged hella hard. Like I would think all that stuff. But it's one of those where it's like, but fuck, I have a lot of fun. And then it was more like, okay, well, wait, like how many comments are really bad versus the good? I'm like, oh shit, out of these 100, like, okay, 10 are bad. That's not a bad percentage. All right, well, let me focus on the good ones. And then I read that, you know?
Yeah.
And it really does only take one comment to really bring down, you know, my spirits. Not now anymore. But yeah, that would happen. And I just hated feeling that. And because I was just having so much fun with JK and you and like the whole movement part of it that I'm like, man, I don't want to not do this because, you know, this person who doesn't know me is saying these things about me. So then it went to me going like, oh shit, actually it's not my problem because they don't know me. You know, I've only shared like maybe like 30 minutes of my whole life with you at most. Like what are my vlogs? Like 30 minutes, 10 minutes? Like that's what you see out of a 24-hour day. Like how much can you really know me? So then it just came down to, oh man, this is how you feel. This is the dark hole that you're in. Like that's fucked up. And I think once I started viewing it that way, I was more like, damn, that ain't my problem, buddy. It's your problem. So that's what helped me the most.
I see.
Yeah. But yeah, I think just know what your purpose on there is. Is it to get more followers? Then do that. If you're going to get more followers, how do you do that? Are you going to show the booty? Not that there's anything wrong with that. Do that. Are you just going to make everything aesthetically pleasing? Like, is it all going to be one color? Like, is it all going to be black and white? Like, do that. Like, that's cool. Is it just to fuck around with friends? Do that. You know? Is it to be a troll? Dude, if you're going to be a troll, fucking don't do that. That's rude. Don't be mean. You okay? You look like you're going to cry.
No, I'm just listening.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Because you're like,
I'm just listening.
Yeah, but yeah, I just feel bad for people that one are trapped because they've put on this fake persona out there and they don't know how to like get out of it. And then the other one I'm sad for is for the people that get that get attacked and they take that to heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the fucked up part about it.
I really like Joe Rogan's Instagram too.
Why?
Because I don't think he gives a fuck. I think it's more like me, where maybe even
less.
More than me, yeah. But even give less fucks than me because he'll like post a guest that someone that he really connects with, and that's normal. Like, okay, cool. That's the business side of Instagram. You got to promote your podcast, and then it's like a fat ass piece of steak that he made just because he tastes so good, you know. And I'm like, that's tight, and it's not even a good picture. It's not composed well. It's definitely doesn't have a photographer's eye.
Yeah, it's like he has Vaseline on the screen.
Yeah, and then he takes a picture of his dog's like paws or something, and then he has some like for sure like pothead like conspiracy philosophy about why the paws of a dog are shaped that way.
Yeah, how cute.
And it's fucking awesome. I'm just like, that's so dope because I feel like through his Instagram I know him.
Yeah.
Versus other people's Instagram that might
you don't know who they are.
Yeah, they're on a very generic 5-star balcony in generic Santorini or something like that, and you're just like, that is a picture that anybody with money can take. Yeah. Versus if like something that's extremely unique with a lot of character. Yeah. That's what actually helped me realize that I was in this rut for a little bit. It was actually my Instagram. So, like you, I'm not as raw as you are because you go in on your Instagram. Like you don't give a fuck a lot. I go in on my Instagram? How? Yeah, you just said you don't give a fuck, and then you think Joe Rogan gives less of a fuck. Oh, so okay. I thought you meant I go in like I'm roasting something on the captions or something. No, so I give a little bit more fuck than you do. Yeah.
So there was a point, maybe all of last year, where I would barely post on Instagram because it just felt like if I post at this moment, I'm being fake. Because there's nothing I really wanted to share about my life because it was all about Taika.
Yeah.
But then because it is a business, I'm like, man, I don't want to bore people with just Taika stuff all the time. Yeah. So then I would like post maybe once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, once every 3 weeks. So there's like very little posts happening in that year. And then when I look back at it, I'm like, oh fuck, who am I right now? Like, I don't know who I am anymore. Because I wasn't lifting. So because it's like my little personal photo album, I look back and I see myself like lifting or going to an event or hanging out with my friends or getting inspired by a different artist or, you know, it was just like this really cool collection of all these memories that were like very inspirational and really defined me.
Yeah.
But then when I looked back at 2018.
Yeah.
That was last year. Then I was just like, oh, snaps. Like, I'm not doing anything right now. Like, all I'm doing is just working at JK, just doing barbell, not lifting, and just being a mom. I'm like, fuck. Like, I gotta change this shit. So that really helped me, like because it's so real and it's so me.
Yeah.
It helped me be like, damn, like, I'm not even connecting with myself.
Yeah.
You know, like I want to be as real and as raw as I possibly can, but I can't. Like, I'm not doing anything other than working, and that helped me be like, oh shit, I need to start doing stuff again. Like,
so what's your new outlook that you want to do shit?
My new outlook right now is I'm just gonna go all in on things that I'm passionate about, and things that I'm passionate about right now is myself. Mm-hmm. So for that year, it was just all about Taika.
Yeah.
And now I'm passionate about myself. So
Is that why you've been buying all those pants?
Yeah. So I want to. I love like
fashion.
Playing I wouldn't say fashion because that's just a whole different thing.
Yeah.
But I just love playing dress up. I love feeling pretty.
Yeah.
I love.
You're very pretty.
Thank you. I like feeling a little bit creative and artsy. Like I like just, you know, colors and patterns and like. So I've been doing that. I've been losing weight, so that's the other part of it. Like I went for a run, which I fucking hate running, and I'm gonna continue to run. I'm gonna get back into, you know, working out again. Like I want to try different hobbies. Like I've been cooking more.
It's been very yummy.
Thank you. Yeah, like I want to go all in on you. Like be. Yeah, and like connect more like with my friends. Like I'm planning an all girls, like let's all go out. Like I want to do it at least once a month where it's like an all girls thing. Like let's just hang out. I want more balance in life.
All those things, do you think you'll be posting any of them or no? Or you're just like, you know what? Let me just focus on myself first.
If it's a good memory. Well, because I want to look back at it.
Yeah.
So again,
that's why I like posting too.
I'm changing my perspective on things.
Yeah.
And I think that's where a lot of our peers, that's why they had that meltdown that they had, or they struggle with, you know, where they lost themselves. Yeah. There's just no balance. It's so much like business, where it's like, whoa, I mean, you're not a business. Like, yes, your name and you are a business, but you're not physically a business. You're human. Like you need love, you need interaction.
Yeah, we're still all humans.
You need balance, dude. Like you need to go look at a sunset. You need to go get laid. Like you need to eat really good food, have amazing conversations.
Yeah.
So yes, I'll still be documenting my life, but the way that I do it, the perspective in which I approach it is going to be completely different.
That's awesome. That sounds way more healthy too.
Yeah, that's why when I went to Tulum, right? Like the point of that was to bond with all my girlfriends, and we killed it. Like we bonded like a motherfucker.
That's amazing.
But because the moments were so beautiful, I'm like, damn, my memory is not going to remember this. So as I'm recording it in like, oh man, Gio of the future, what is she gonna like to see? Oh, this is a fun joke. So this might sound selfish, but I'm not, at that point I wasn't doing it for anyone other than my future self.
I actually think that's when the best content's made.
Yeah.
When you do the content for yourself, there's this sense of purity to it that when other people watch it, it's cathartic.
They feel it.
Yeah, it's almost like when you like, I think that's why, like, you know, when people really like Action Bronson's like Fuck That's Delicious.
Yeah, you feel
because when they eat something and it's like there's the hey, what's up guys, tuning into KTLA News and we got whatever making a pizza, and you eat it and oh, that pepperoni is peppery. Versus like Action Bronson like fuck. And you're like, I know that feeling. There's times where I ate something, I'm just like,
Lost
you
for
just want to
words.
slam it on the fucking table. And you're like, God damn, motherfucker, shit.
And you want to just fucking stand up.
Start dancing, yeah. And I think
Yeah.
that's when the best content is made. It's like sometimes we're just like in the moment at home with
Yeah.
Taika, and we're just messing around. And if we can look back at that content and love it,
Yeah.
people sense that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But man, I feel for you guys that are just like you feel this trapped, like fuck, like I gotta put this I have to put this fake self out there. Like, nah, fuck all that. That's all noise, man. Like, that's tiring. Like, fuck all that. That's all, I think that's all I can say. Like, just thinking about it, I feel so stressed.
Say it one more time then. Fuck all that.
Fuck all that.
You're making me.
Yeah, fuck all that. Like, just do you. Like, it's so basic. You know, it's like such basic advice. But I think it's the most successful advice.
I think a lot of people are just trying to find themselves.
Yeah.
So, people, I think sometimes they seem fake, and I think they're just exploring. And I think a lot of people go through it. Like, I've been through it, where you know, I think I'm still discovering myself today. But growing up,
Yeah.
there's a side of me where like, wait, am I smart? And then I would try to get into like actual hella science shit, math shit. And then I'm like, man, the rest of the people are fucking geeky in this place. And I'm like, nah, this ain't me. And I'm like, oh, does that mean I'm like alpha? And then so at that time, that mean like being in a gang, you know?
Yeah.
And then I would start like beating people up, getting into rumbles and shit, committing crime. And then I'm like, damn, my fucking morals don't feel good. I feel like a fucking scumbag. And I'm like, nah.
That ain't me.
That ain't me. And then I'm like, oh, but if I have morals, should I don't know if you remember, but like in high school, me and my friends, we started this group called Peacemakers.
Why would I remember that?
Okay, because I don't know, I just thought you might have heard the story.
And actually, I do remember that.
So we're like, oh, let's
You came up with that.
they were like, some other person did, but I jumped on board.
Okay.
But I was like, let's make a nonprofit. This was like in high school. So let's make a nonprofit group that's all about positivity. And then we started doing these things, and we're like, oh, let's bring clothes out to like the homeless people. Like, we're just doing it. And I'm like, man, this is kind of boring.
Fuck all that.
I mean, not that it's boring bringing close to homeless people, but when it's all shit like that, like you got to do things that stimulate you, you know?
Yeah.
And then so like I joined like the military to see if I'm like alpha again, and then I started doing comedy to see if I'm a creative person. So I think I'm always constantly in these revolutions, and
that's okay though.
yeah. But I think for me, I'm fortunate enough to have gone through these revolutions so many times that I know what I'm looking for each time.
Yeah.
Versus the other people, when they're going through the revolutions, they're just starting, which is why I really think a lot of people should explore and do a lot of shit, because that's when you learn the most about yourself.
I agree. I just told someone that. I gave that advice on Instagram a couple of days ago.
Like, go scuba diving, go do whatever. Like, I think go skydiving, go like, when you do things, you learn so many things about yourself, and you start to realize the things that actually matter and don't matter.
Yeah.
And I think people, they're just in that phase, but they haven't done enough.
That's true.
So they're still like, well, if I haven't done enough, then maybe I'll just do what everyone else does. So I'll take pictures with my chin up and like my eyebrows like this, and I'll take pictures of my cool car.
Yeah.
You know, and then they're like, so it seems fake.
Yeah.
But it could be that they're not even trying to be fake. They just haven't lived life enough to know who the real
That's
them
a great
is.
point.
Yeah.
That's a great point. Okay, I see that. All right, well, okay, let me rephrase that then. If you know who you are, do you, boo.
But there are
right?
there are fakers out there.
There
for
are
sure.
fakers for sure, and we've encountered more than we would like to admit to. But just know that this isn't your final form. That's it. That's it. Just be a good person and know that this isn't your final form, and just do what's true to you, boo.
You've been kidding me. All right, so let's take us out then with a rap, please. Go ahead. What's the outro raps?
Oh, we got a rap? When did this happen?
I don't know. Is this time's up? That time looks ridiculous.
Yeah, it is time's up. Why
What's
do you
99 o'clock
That
mean?
means that we've been talking for an hour.
Oh, is that what that means?
Yeah.
99 o'clock?
I don't know why you have to point that shit out. Like,
We're real on this motherfucker.
I know, but that's what I don't even know why we had to point that out. Just look at it and just move on. We were about to outro very nicely.
Outro nicely with the freestyle. Go.
Outro nicely because I'm wisely, unlike you, boo, who killed it, yo.
All right. Thank you guys for watching.
You're not going to do it with me?
Oh, you want me to do it with you?
Yeah, go do. You give me something.
Oh, okay. Thank you guys for watching the BeawCast. Next time I'll see you at the breakfast. And if you like the content, don't forget to buy a barbellbrigade.com in the sky. See you guys next
time.
Peace.